So to determine which colleges I wanted to apply to, I used the Supermatch program on Naviance. And on there you can enter a bunch of your statistics and other preferences, and then it'll show you a bunch of colleges that they think would be a good fit for you. And I also looked at a bunch of popular schools in Ohio because I wanted to go somewhere in-state also as a choice.
So what I did was I did a little bit of research on what colleges were known for their pre-med and their psychology courses, and from then on I just narrowed the list down to security and where it was exactly.
I wanted to find something that was in the movie industry because that's what I was really interested in, and I kind of just looked all over and there's nothing really in Ohio, so I even looked out of state and I found my college at High Point University, and I just looked online and did more research and it seemed like the place for me.
So I love songwriting, and Nashville is the city for that, and I love Nashville, and there's only two big schools really in Nashville, and Vanderbilt just wasn't for me, so Belmont was the only school that was for me.
I wish I would have known that it's not as stressful as everyone makes it out to seem. And if you apply to colleges much earlier, then it takes away the stress and it's a lot easier and it doesn't really bother you as much.
Going into the college application process, I really do wish that I knew it wasn't as scary as everyone kind of makes it out to be. In the end of it, you really end up getting into where you're meant to go, and if not, it's not the end of the world because there's plenty of options. You can transfer later to the college you want to go to, but it seems like everyone really ends up loving where they go, and I wish I would have known that, and the outcome's usually what it's supposed to be. You get into the schools that you are supposed to most of the time, and at least for me, my reach schools ended up working out for me, and my backups were there too. So I think that going into it, I wish I knew it wasn't as scary as it really, because it wasn't. So
It's not as scary as everyone makes it seem. It's actually really exciting. So.
I wish I had started earlier because I ended up waiting until the very last weekend to do all my essays and paying for all the applications. So I would definitely recommend starting as soon as you can to do all your research, and also looking at the essay options and start the writing process as soon as possible.
I would have definitely did some more research on what things schools are asking for so I could plan my following months better and not be so stressed at the last minute.
If I had to do it differently, I probably would have taken my grades more seriously because that somewhat hurt me in my college admissions. But other than that, I wouldn't have changed anything, and that's about it.
Basically, whenever I saw a deadline was up, I would always write it down and put it on basically my giant calendar that I have at my house, and I would always circle the date and be ready for it, and I would always be able to see it.
in order to stay organized, I created an Excel doc, color-coded. I kind of went crazy all out. Every college I applied to with every single component of the application process, including my SAT scores and my requesting teacher recommendations. So seeing all of that on a sheet with the decisions and the scholarships that I got was really nice when I had to come and make a decision, and also making sure that I sent everything originally that was supposed to be sent.
Definitely use Naviance. It's a really good tool to do that. And also what I did is I got a planner and a big calendar to have in my room and at school and maybe somewhere else in the house, just to remind yourself when things are due because you don't want to be late for those.
Really focus on the personal statement of the Common App and my essays and my supplements, because I felt that everything was kind of numbers based, and you can't really tell much about a person in grades compared to every other kid that gets good grades. So I felt that writing a killer essay and also including things in my additional information section, I included a link to a video of me giving a presentation, I felt like that really allowed the admissions committees to see who I was outside of school, and also get an inside look at who I am through my writing.
Well, for the school I was applying for, In one of the programs they have, I had to send in videos that I've made in the past. So I basically just sent in what I thought were the best videos that best represented me.
I tried to emphasize a lot of stuff on my application that I thought that I did but other students didn't do, like officer positions that I held in clubs, and then I also went more in depth with the kind of activities that I did in those clubs.
Ways I set myself apart was I applied extremely early to colleges, which I believe helped, and I also had a lot of volunteer hours, and that helped with colleges because they look at that a lot more.
Well, I had to submit songs for my application, but this can apply to anything you do, essays or not. Just express like yourself, like you want to show personality.
I chose people or teachers that really know me, whether it's inside the school or outside, and also preferably teachers that I've had more than one, so maybe 1 year or 2 years, because they've seen me grow and they know more about me.
The teacher recommender that I chose was Miss Durda, and I chose her because I feel like if she knew me the best. I had her for AP Psych, and we had a lot of fun in that class, and I think that's the reason why I chose her.
I picked my teacher recommender, Mrs. Hamilton, because she's just been there all 4 years for me and she's been very helpful, and I thought she would be a very good pick for this.
I applied to 8 colleges and I got denied from 3 of them, waitlisted at another 3, and then accepted to 2 of them. And right now I haven't made my decision, but I'm leaning towards OSU.
So I applied to 13 schools, and I found that it was important to do this because I was applying to some really competitive schools, so the chances of getting in were a lot harder. So when I spread out my luck, it was a lot of essays to write, but it paid off. So I haven't made a final decision as of right now, but when you watch this I will have. So I'll base that off of a lot of things like if I get off a wait list, or if I get a scholarship somewhere, or where I just see myself and how I'm going to get there. So
I applied really early, and I knew that was the school I wanted to go to, but if I hadn't gotten in, I would have kept applying. So apply early if you know where you want to go.
I think it's most important to find out who you are and get involved in the things that really matter to you in school and out of school, so that when you're finding where you want to spend the next 4 years of your life, you can use what you already know about yourself and what you're interested in to pick where you're looking to spend the next 4 years.
The advice I have for the underclassmen would be you guys need to take grades seriously. I did not my freshman and sophomore year, and that ended up hurting me. You also, I know you don't think they matter, but they really do. Your cumulative GPA will affect you, and getting volunteer hours also will help, and staying active with sports and extracurriculars really looks good on your college application.
High school can be really confusing, and don't be afraid of the confusion. Just take it all in and enjoy it, even at times when you're super stressed. And just, if you work really hard, in the end, following your heart won't be a hard decision to make.
I would say know what you want to do and kind of look all around. Don't just look in Ohio, look all throughout the country, all around at where the best fit for you might be.
My advice to underclassmen would be start early. So start doing your research, where you want to go, find out deadlines, what they require, everything, and don't stress. It's not worth it to stress over things like these. It's not the end of the world, and you can always get through it.
Try new things, because something that colleges will like to see is that you're open to trying new things and taking opportunities and making the most of what's available to you. So I would suggest to join different clubs, take challenging courses. Even if you think you might not do well, it's good for a college to see that you're up for the challenge. And yeah.